Hello everyone, welcome back to the Sunday Q&A for 8 August 2021. I don't really have that much, so it's going to be a short video. We do not have any new gear to show off. We did receive this right here in the mail. For those of you that are unfamiliar with the Shop Karl's website and Mystery Tackle Box, it's something that I really don't even advertise on the channel because I'm not interested in it. However, I do have a subscription to it, and this right here is going to go away to whoever I see out there when I'm on the water. I will carry it with me all next week, and one of the viewers, one of you who happen to be local, may get lucky, and if I still have this, I'm going to give it to you. I'll ask you if you want it. If you do, well then this is what you're going to get. But this is what you can expect from a Mystery Tackle Box. This happens to be the Saltwater Pro Box, and it comes in once a month. The video is not sponsored by anybody, so that's why I'm not saying anything like that. Just a way for me to give back to you all out there. But so this is what it looks like. I'm pretty sure you've seen these a million times from all the other fishing channels. It just doesn't interest me that much, but you do get your money's worth, I do feel, with some of the lures that come in here. This one's catered to saltwater. We've got some eagle claw hooks right there. It's the Karl hook, which is most commonly used with a lot of guides out here. They're going to be using this right here, at least this style, not the particular brand, but they will use these style of hooks right there. And that's what they're going to use for either shrimp, the live croaker, and things of that nature. So nice pack of Karl hooks. Oh, look at this. I did not think that the revolver was a saltwater lure. It'd be interesting to know if these hooks are going to stand up to the corrosiveness of the saltwater environment, but this lure right here itself, it's pretty expensive. And yeah, so you got a Guggen Squad revolver. It's a top water, does a lot of churning. It'd be interesting to see a speckled trout or a redfish blow up on a bass style top water, but it's probably a saltwater pattern. I don't know. Let's see what is it called? It's the shad, so it's not a saltwater pattern, but we do have shad inside, like menhaden and stuff like that. Correct me if I'm wrong down in the comment section, but we do have shad that are in our base system as well. Then we've got, oh, Strike Pro. They've got a hunchback, and that is a phenomenal, like, subsurface wake style bait. But this one's called the Tournament. Actually, what is this one called? Blue Shiner, and it's just a top water. I don't know what it's called. A Water Strike 85 is what they're calling it, but a top water lure. I want to keep this myself just because I'm getting into the whole top water thing, and I thoroughly enjoy watching the speckled trout thus far. I haven't got a red to hit one of the top waters. I mean, I have in the past, but lately I haven't. The only top water bite that I've got was the speckled trout, and I'm really trying to get a flounder to blow up on the top water in the marsh. But you got this nice little Strike Pro top water. We've got some paddle tails. I am a sucker for paddle tails. This is Aaron's Baits, and it just looks like a clear. It's a 3.5 inch thumper is what it's called. It doesn't say what's like the color pattern, but very clear with some glitter in that. This is clutch. You can never ever beat just a plain silver spoon. It will definitely work at the jetties. 2.5 or 2.25 inches in length, and it does not say, it's a 1/2 ounce probably, 1/2 ounce silver. But Flutter Magic by Castiak. Nice spoon right there. And then last but not least, we've got like a twitch bait. It's a Pro Minnow 3 from Lighthouse Lures. The Gloomy Gill is what it's called. And yeah, you can definitely catch something with this right here. Christian was able to catch recently on a similar lure from Yozuri, some speckled trout, a really nice speckled trout, and then also a flounder. I was very surprised to see that a flounder bit one of these, but I mean, why not? If it's swimming and you're close enough to the bottom to interest that flounder into biting, well, that's what you get. And then it just gives you like some cards and reading material on the lures themselves, so kind of gives you an idea. But yeah, there we go. That is what you can expect inside one of these mystery tackle boxes. If you do purchase one of these, like a membership, and you want to help out the channel, then I recommend using my code. All of that stuff is going to be linked in the video description down below. And so that is it for like the channel update. So yeah, there we go. Now let's jump towards the Q&A section. These are in no particular order. I just pick them out, and rather than do a long drawn out text response, I'd rather just talk to you all about it and answer the questions. So the first question is from the Night Fishing Texas City Dike video. Hi Mark, what kind of generator is that? It looks like a Honda and it's super quiet. I'd like to do more night fishing because it's been so hot. Yes, it is a Honda EU 2200i. It's like an inverter, a power inverter, but generator for like the commonly used term. It is definitely quiet, and I cannot recommend it more because it has enough juice it's a 2000 watt generator, and I use it to power a 1000 watt bulb, which gets extremely hot, and also 2 separate little lamps, like the clamp style. Enough juice to power all of that for, gosh, I mean, we're talking hours. I think like the longest trip that I've done was probably about 6 hours at nighttime. And the, what do you call it? The tripod that I use, the tripod, and my power cord and all of that stuff, I usually link all of that in my video description down below. It takes you to Amazon where you can read up on everything that it was that I'm using. It's been so long since I've done that or that I've done a video with that style of fishing, because I don't have a jetty cart, or let's just say I don't have a cart to take my gear out there. The last one that I had was very susceptible to the corrosion, and it just got awful rusted. So I'm like, yeah, and it took up a lot of space in the garage, and I'm like, I really don't want this. It's too big, and it's getting like rusted really bad. So I just got rid of that cart. All right, next question. It's been a while since this is in reference to crazy encounter with dolphins while kayak fishing. And he says, been a while since I watched. When did you get rid of Hobie? Glad to see you're still doing it. Yeah, I got rid of the Hobies a long time ago. It was over a year. Whenever I got the Old Town Autopilot, that kayak in like every regard was better than my Hobie Outbacks. And so I basically sold the Outbacks, and I was fishing from the Autopilot for about a year. Now I'm inside the Salty just because I want something lighter, faster, and it's just easier to transport and real easy to move around whenever it's fully loaded down. The Autopilot is super heavy, but the Hobie Outback is in every way a phenomenal kayak, especially for marsh fishing. The efficiency of the drive was awesome, but then whenever I compared it to the Autopilot, the Autopilot was faster in the marsh. I could get in, like, move around faster in skinny water, and with the spot lock feature, like through GPS and satellite, you could anchor yourself at any point and just completely concentrate on kayak fishing. But when it comes to moving from the boat ramp to these marsh systems that are sometimes in excess of 1 mile, the Outback is way more efficient in getting you there faster. My autopilot is probably due to the battery. My battery is super worn out and it's well over a year old, so I'm moving at approximately 3 miles an hour. And the Salty that I just purchased and the one that was given to me by Old Town, I'm like cruising speed is probably 4 miles an hour. You can give a little bit of extra effort, but you do feel a lot of resistance trying to maintain about 5, possibly even 6. 6 is really pushing it. We busted the 7 mile an hour mark, but it's just very rare. You'd have to be a freak of nature and some big old thunder thighs to propel the Salty PDL at 7 miles an hour. So we basically broke the plane, showed that we made 7 miles an hour, but quickly dropped back down to 6 and quickly went back down to about 5 and 4. 4 is the cruising speed. When the autopilot was brand new, I was able to achieve 4 miles an hour, but now, like I said, we're lucky if we get 3.2. And yeah, but going back to the Hobie, a great kayak, and it's great for marsh fishing, but like open water and stuff like that, if I'm going to do anything with the open water, I'm definitely going to be in the autopilot. All right, next question. Again, same video. The question is, why not go to a single inline hook replacement for the trebles? So I mean, I have done that with several lures, but it's no different. If the fish are hungry and they choke the lure, an inline hook can definitely get in there and hook the fish where the gills are or at the bottom of where the gills meet. And there's really no difference. And I mean, I could do it. It's a less hookup ratio when you use the inlines, but it does affect a little bit. Actually, I'm not even going to say that because that's just me, using speculation. I've really not had enough luck and success with the single inline hooks. And again, if the fish is hungry and they choke it, well, it doesn't matter where they get hooked. If it gets down deep in their mouth, then they're just going to get hooked. I do my utmost best to hurry up, unhook them. I use very intricate forceps. I don't believe in the big bulky pliers, because when you get that stuff down in their throat, in order to manipulate them and open up the mouth of the pliers, it's big and it's bulky, intricate work. Forceps, there's a reason why doctors use that rather than pliers. And it's just the way to go. But as long as you you take great care in the fish, keep them in the water as you're trying to unhook them and everything else, which is stuff that I really don't show on the video. You got to remember, these videos are edited and we're only putting in the parts that make sense to keep the video flowing and showing you exactly what it is that we're doing. So if I have a sticky situation, then you're probably not going to see me put the fish in the water as I'm trying to unhook it or whatever. You're only going to see as I'm trying to show y'all and what have you. But yeah, inline hooks, treble hooks, again, whatever. It is what it is. I just don't feel the need to honestly do it, because more often than not, I can release them without harm and incident. All right, so the two last ones are just a very quick one. Probably a question out of left field, but what kind of shoes you wearing in this video? I am wearing, let me go get them. So these are made by Under Armour, and they work pretty good. Very lightweight, it's got like high breathability, so your feet don't always stay dry. Stay dry. It's very lightweight, and they do breathe exceptionally well. Your feet won't stay wet that long, especially in the sun, and so you don't end up with pruned feet while you're out there on the water. And I don't know what the name of these are, aside of the fact that they're Under Armour brand, and I'm not even sure if they make them anymore. But I bought 2 pair. Just one to wear around and then one to wear in the marsh when I'm out there. This guy has definitely seen better days. He's got a blowout right there. But really good shoes, especially, I don't know if they're water shoes, but that's what I use them for. And those are the shoes that I'm wearing. Last question is very simple. What does MDLR stand for? Those are just my initials. Rather than throw my entire name or use my entire name for the channel, I just went with the initials. And there was a time where I kind of wished, like, I wished I would have just used DLR fishing. It's a lot easier to remember than MDLR, because more often than not when I'm on the water, hey, you're the YouTube guy, or hey, you're LDMR or MLR, or I mean, you name it. They've like mixed it all up. So sometimes I do wish it was just DLR instead of MDLR, which is Mark.delarosa. So yeah, that is it. Thank you so much for tuning in on my Sunday Q&A. No updates at all for the channel, but maybe next week we'll have something, a new item to enter in, and we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But again, thank you so much for watching. Don't hesitate to leave questions down below throughout the videos, because this is something that I will do every week, and I just may pick your question to answer on the Sunday Q&A. So if you enjoyed this one, don't forget to click that thumbs up button. Check out the video description down below for special links, discounts, and everything from the sponsors of the channel. And until next time, tight lines, y'all.